All right, so I have my number line here. I have my fraction bar here. I have everything labeled. And now I need to turn these fractions, negative 1/10, into decimals. So just think for a second, negative 1/10. If I was just saying that to you, you might hear, instead of thinking fraction, you might hear negative 1/10, and you might say, oh, that would be negative 1/10. And you're absolutely correct, because they're read the exact same way because they're the exact same fraction. So what you should be able to do is go through these and see that negative 1/10 goes with negative 1/10, negative 2/10, negative 3/10, negative 4/10, etc. And looking up at my decimals here, now I can identify where all of these are on my number line and in my fraction bar. The fraction bar is really helpful here. So since I have those done, now let's think about these fractions up here. So can I tell where 1/2 is? Well, yeah, I can tell where 1/2 is. I know that 5/10 is 1/2. I'm so sorry. That's my alarm to do attendance. Can I tell where negative 1/10 is? Well, yeah, it's right here. I can see that. It's written out. These other ones, guys, these other ones, I'm going to have to do a little more work. Now, if I see negative 1/5, I should be able to tell that that's going to be negative something over 10. What would that be? Yeah, you're right. You're going to multiply this by 2, which means you have to multiply this by 2, which means this would be negative 2/10. So negative 1/5, I also already know where this is. So now I have a few fractions here that I don't know where they are. And they're not on my number line, and they're not on my fraction bar. So guess what I need to do? I need to draw another number line. And you might be thinking, good Lord, we are really going over this. Like, this is taking forever. Well, yeah, these problems do take a lot of time to set up. That's just kind of part of it, guys. So now I'm going to do some more number lines where I can identify these other 4 fractions that I don't know where they go. All right, awesome. So I've made us a little more room here because we're going to have to make some fraction bars slash number lines that apply to these other 4 fractions, right? Okay, so I have negative 1/3, negative 1/4, negative 1/6, negative 1/8. So let's say, now if I'm going to make a fraction bar, what should I make sure is happening? I should make sure it's the exact same size. So I'm going to do this one in thirds. And I just have to divide it relatively evenly into 3 parts. Now I can tell where negative 1/3 is, negative 2/3 is, negative 3/3 is. Okay, so I can match up the negative 1/3 right here. Where would it be closest on the number line or fraction bar? Well, it's pretty close to 3/10, right? So I'll be able to match that one. Okay, so negative 1/3 is done. Now let's do 1/4. Fraction bar, about the same size, needs to be pretty close to the same size. I know the half is here, so I can draw my half here. And then, sorry, I burped. Each of those is another half. So now I have these in fourths. So I know where negative 1/4 is, negative 2/4, etc. I should be able to look at this and see where does this line up on my number line or fraction bar. So I'm not going to do negative 1/6 and negative 1/8 with you, but I will give you a hint. Negative 1/3 can be converted into negative something 6, right? So I could use this same fraction bar to, ooh, that's a 6. That's a 6. Don't judge me. That's a 6. Okay, I know it looks like a B, but you can turn this 1/3 one right here. This could be turned into 6. Because look, What do I have to do? I have to do twice as many lines. Now it's 6. And you could do the same for 1/4. 1/4 can be turned into 8ths. So take a look at that. Do that on your own paper, and we will be back.